Hello, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes Chapter One. We're gonna continue with Gilded Cage. So here we are. Yeah, I have to run over to where it was because yeah. Whenever you save the game and then come back to something, you end up having run back. Tank.
Destruction and trampled ground.
I think we did this.
Hog heaven.
Okay. A knife?
It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. A sailor's knife, useful for cutting wet and thick ropes.
Is this like car or something? This.
A coal gas tank. Enough to pump up an airship.
What else am I missing? Oh, there's broken.
Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed.
Can't go in now. Okay, we should have enough to now do this. See if we can figure it out. Okay, so. Maybe? Hmm. I feel like it's gonna be a bit more of this one. Then what do we have here? It's the last one. Maybe. And then he escapes. I don't think there's a third one. Yeah, no. Definitely an elephant. I'm thinking this is what happened. I guess. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think this is what happened. So let's.
In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far. I can still track it.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
Pretty sure it would have calmed down by now. Okay, so we want to pin this.
May I ask you something?
That's a question I can answer.
Elephant named Goliath crossed the creek bridge in the direction of the forest where Theodore used to walk at. Okay. So the creek bridge is creek bridge. So now we gotta cross the creek bridge. Nice carriage.
Nasılsın? Hava çok sıcak değil mi?
The elephant barged into this cart of olive oil.
What if we're lucky and he slipped and fell somewhere along the way?
Well, we can track it now that it's stepped in oil. Would have went this way, right? Ah. Okay, this way. Yeah, I was going the wrong way. Okay. Interesting. Recently broke.
Okay, hear me out. If an elephant falls in the forest and there's no one around to...
John, no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy.
Aww. I do agree with John. Is there anyone to hear him? I mean, probably the elephant will hear himself. I'd imagine. Thing. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't want to lose track of it. I did earlier, so it's kind of like... There we go. There's a jacket here.
Strange. It was hung with care. The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Dear Theodore, I'm writing to you as a fellow islander. I value our friendship, just as I value the lives of our people, although I am afraid this one-sided friendship cannot tie my hands any longer. I am being made to look weak in the eyes of your neighbors. They believe that your tree is a mockery and not a peace offering as you intended. The people are afraid. You refuse to give your elephant a proper trainer, instead using your own limited knowledge to teach it. It is impossible. It is an impossible situation. Oh, okay. I admit that I did think of having the elephant forcibly taken and given to Mr. Tailheart, who has shown that he is quite capable of looking after the elephant bean. Although she is female and far less frightening than your beast, please reconsider the situation. Oh, okay. So they didn't like it. Seems to be all we can kinda do. Here. Well, I guess we go back to the manor now. I can't remember which way you go. I think it's this way. I'm glad he doesn't run out of stamina. Yeah, I think it's this way. in here, right? Yeah, there we go. We're on path. And there's the bridge. So we go in. Yep. Wow. Place looks cool, honestly.
This young lady has a childish interest for her age.
This will probably exit, so.
I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist.
I think we go upstairs.
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened.
Tell me everything.
Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
I have to leave you for now.
Okay.
A commendable effort to barricade the windows. A commendable effort to barricade the windows.
What is he doing? Okay, so we got...
She packed as much as she could carry. Ugh, the same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales.
It's the same bag as before. So they are reusing stuff. Okay. What am I missing? Oh. It's a book.
False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think.
I still find it funny that John doesn't exist. What else is there? Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to his office. Or like his room place? Damn.
The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
He's got a point.
Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling. From before Mycroft was born, our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
That is pretty common. What am I looking for? Okay.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant?
Okay, can't really. You can move from side to side. It's better. Can't really go up. It's gonna be like a fine detail.
A catchy title. A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around.
Wait, so how do I take a picture again? No. No. If I... Connect pegs... How do I take picture again? Photo camera. Okay, E. Okay. And what's here? A perfume.
Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. A relatively functional choice to replace the finger.
How did he even lose the finger? What's this picture?
I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt.
Wow. How would we do? And then
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution.
Okay, now that we got all the clues, we go back to her and we talk to her about it all. Provide evidence.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat. Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit. A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
Okay.
How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
Photo?
I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit.
Packed bags.
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan. I don't have any thoughts on this.
None at all.
Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
Well, you don't have to anymore.
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well.
Well, I tried. Alright, so that's key evidence for the main case. I think we're going to exit. And we're gonna save it here and continue this case in the next part. Yeah, I shall see you in the next one.